got to talk about our friends over at DraftKings. You know, the leaders in the sports booking realm, the guys that are not only safe but secure and reliable. We talk about them, and we talk about how we got to have promo codes, right? Because if we don't have a promo code, we're not talking about them. So it's this simple. First time users out there. Deke was a first-time user. We all were first-time users. But when it's your first time on DraftKings, if you use the promo code MOATS, simply MOATS, you'll receive up to $1,000 in deposit bonus money. It's a dope concept. It's essentially free money. Just type in the name MOATS and you get free money when you put your money in. Who could beat that, baby? Who could beat that? But when we talk about safe, secure, reliable, this is the app that you want, man. DraftKings Sportsbook, baby. They are number one, and that's why we like them, baby. It's that simple. Yeah. It is that simple. But we do know occasionally people have problems with gambling. We've all had problems. I've had problems.
We want people to have fun gambling.
Yes. And the best way to do that, if you know somebody that has an issue, what you got to do? You got to call 1-800-GAMBLER. Oh, yeah, 1-800-GAMBLER. If you got a problem with gambling, crisis counseling, referral services, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Well, we'll see how the Steelers wide receiver room plays out because after our podcast, I saw some people talking about how Ike Hilliard said that it was his fault that James Washington wasn't out there. He didn't give him enough reps in the slot.
Come on, Ike, don't do that to me, Ike.
Now, is that too? Do you think that's too much of a stretch?
Put it like this: in terms of the reps in the slot from a practice perspective, I can understand that. But at the same time, I have a hard time comprehending or just accepting the fact that James Washington, even without a lot of practice reps in the slot, he can't move in there and play.
Just be better than Ray McCloud.
That's all I'm saying. Yeah. Like, what are we asking? It's not like we're asking. It's because the slot role is a different role, but it's not like James Washington isn't capable of doing that. And
I think he'd excel.
And regardless of how many reps he got, like, you're not going to tell me that he didn't, the reps that he got in practice was so minute that he played that little bit compared to how Ray played. Like, that's the part where I'm just like, are y'all covering something up? Is he hurt or is he just in the dark? I was like, what is it? Because everything that y'all are saying, it just seems like a lot of fluff, but no real substance behind it. And that's my only thing. And Ike, man, Ike's my guy. Like I said, I was together with him in Buffalo. I love what he's doing as a coach, man. He's obviously, you saw what he did in Washington. I mean, he's excelling. He's moving up in the ranks, what he's supposed to do. But part of me just feels like that's one of those, he's going to be the good coach and just take the blame for whatever might be really happening. You know what I mean? Like, as a coach, sometimes you got to do that. Sometimes you got to say, that was on me. It's not on him. Even if it might have been from up high. It just is what it is.
I think we have basically this week before we have to, I don't want to say hit the panic button, but seriously look at either signing a receiver, someone like John Brown, or make some type of trade.
Yeah.
Because if he's not playing this week, I do not like Ray McCloud as our wide receiver 3. And we're going to have to make a change.
And my thing is this. We know James Washington, whether he physically said it or his agent said it, we know at some point in time, a trade was, he wanted to be out. He wanted to get traded, right?
Yeah.
We talked about that. That was the big thing. And then obviously Claypool getting hurt at that time kind of acts to that. If he doesn't play this week or it's the same level of snaps that he played 2 weeks ago, I don't think that is going to just go completely away. I could see that easily coming back in terms of, hey,
that's going to be, what, 2 or 3 days before the trade
deadline. Yeah, because it's like, what are we doing here? And we know the longer this thing plays out for James, that's less money in his pocket. Because that's what it's coming down to now, right? When you're talking about a guy that's trying to either secure a spot here or elsewhere going forward, you need reps, you need productivity. The longer this goes on where he's not getting that opportunity, the smaller that number is going to be for him as well. So all of those things play into this situation right here. So it's going to be very interesting to see his participation level come Sunday.
Yeah, I agree. I'm hoping at least 60, 70%.
Yeah, because he's too good of a player to not be in. And you said, when it was Juju getting the snaps over him, we say, look, it's Juju. We understand. Even if we necessarily didn't think that was enough to keep him off the field, it was like, you understand, because Juju has been a productive player and he's been really good in the slot. But that's not the case anymore. So if that's not the case, what are we doing? Why isn't he out there? Unless he is hurt, there is zero reason for Ray to have that much more snaps. But we say he's dealing with something. But then when Coach T says after the game that he was healthy, it was more, he just didn't fit what we were trying to do that week. And Ray fitted better. I just don't get it. That's the only part right there, man.
Well, we got the bye week.
Yeah.
This is it. This is make or break for James Washington's role with the Steelers.
Absolutely, man.
My opinion, at least.
Yeah, I would agree with that, man. I definitely would.
I could be wrong on that because maybe they don't play him and nothing happens, trade deadline, and all of a sudden 2 weeks later he starts playing. But that's what it feels like for me.
Yeah.
Like if I'm the general manager, you got to be looking to make some moves if you're not going to play James Washington this week.
And if I'm James Washington, I'm saying the same thing on my end. If I'm not getting snaps on Sunday, Drew,
right.
hey,
We should be seeing some reports.
please make noise. I need help because I've tried to do it the quiet way, and this is what's got me right now. And remember, we talked about that also, and we said there's multiple ways you can go about doing things, right? In terms of trying to formulate trades or trying to just get more involved. Some people do it the quiet way. We talked about that with James Washington. We talked about that even with guys who are trying to get contracts, right? Mike Hilton and stuff. And then we said we've seen the guys who do it the heavy-handed way. AB, L, Bell, and such, right? Where they're going to let James Harrison is going to let you know, hey, I'm not happy. I'm not okay with this. It's not me. It's them. Both ways are effective at times. I do feel like the heavy-handed way is slightly more effective, but it's going to mess your image up. So I don't know how James Washington feels about that. But that is stuff that we need to look into potentially if his participation is once again low on Sunday, because that should not be the case for him.
It definitely shouldn't be the case.